Good evening. My name's Rodolfo Valdespino, and I've got something to say. Today, yet again, we bore witness to the reality we too often try to convince ourselves no longer exists. Over and over, day after day, the truth is showing its ugly face, so we may be reminded history is not just repeating itself, but rather has failed to evolve as we had hoped and pretended it to do. Our United States senators proved today what has always held true. They care more about their parties and personal well-beings than they do of the citizens of the country or the Constitution they swore to uphold. The sham hearings that were held today re-victimized not just Christine Blasey Ford, but every woman, child, and man who has ever fallen victim to rape, molestation, or systematic discrimination by people with power and or connections. This is not a rant of a man who has suffered those unfortunate dehumanizing acts personally, but rather a man who has known too many that have. We went on today pretending these hearings were being held to show us whether Miss Ford or Brett Kavanaugh were being honest about the allegations that surfaced to the world less than 2 weeks ago. We did this in the name of truth and justice. Unfortunately, truth is our Republican Party senators paraded Mrs. Ford out this hearing to see if they could poke holes in her story and claim Kavanaugh during his hearing was the real victim. Never did the party during Kavanaugh's questioning do anything more than shower him with love and damn the Democrats for their clear opposition to giving him the seat on the Supreme Court. This was a shameful, unacceptable abuse of power and representation, and why we need change. It won't happen overnight, and it will not happen without a fight. In an effort to prevent these types of continued abuses of power by rich white men who are taking care of themselves but hide behind their political parties, I will continue to pursue the need for our country to give senators and all congressmen term limits. Country before party should never be questioned. I've had enough. We've had enough. Please take a stand with me, and let's take our country's power from the few and well-connected and give it to the people who will actually fight for our citizens' well-being. For now, I'll start with Beto over Cruz here in Texas. But if you are with me, just stay tuned as we search for better leaders, better candidates than the selfish men holding office today. Thank you. America over POTUS and country over party always. Have a wonderful evening.